So one other tool that we would have hopefully in our toolbox to manage internal parasites in sheep and goats would be natural genetic resistance. And there are some definite sheep that have that. And I want to say a little bit about what's being done out there to maybe propagate these sheep and get them out into the population.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, to first start off, there's some breed differences out there. The St. Croix is probably the most notable breed that has been selected for parasite resistance because it was raised in the Caribbean area. High rainfall, high humidity, good parasite growing conditions, and so that breed is pretty good about resisting parasites. And that breed is in some breed composites that are commonly used in the U.S. The Royal White, and probably more commonly throughout the southeastern part of the U.S. and northeastern part is the Katahdin. And the Katahdin is a composite, and that group of breeders has utilized the National Sheep Improvement Program to produce estimated breeding values specifically for parasite resistance. What they do is they take a fecal sample from all of the lambs at weaning and about 60 days of age, and post-weaning 120 days of age, and then they find those animals that in a challenged environment keep a low fecal egg count load. They track that genetics within the pedigree, which produces a breeding value for parasite resistance, and they've been very successful. The group of breeders that have used that technology in the last 5 years have taken that whole breed of sheep down 25% of fecal egg count load, or around about those levels, and there's animals that are far exceeding that. So technology helping the ranchers, for sure.
It's something the sheep and goat industry really needs to and is paying attention to, because we don't have the volume of products at our disposal that, say, the cattle industry does. We're fighting a different type of parasite in sheep and goats than the cattle folks do. It's a warm season. Homunculus is usually the main one. Mm-hmm. And I think I read somewhere where one female can lay 5,000 eggs a day or something like that. So they can be a very serious thing. And again, we don't have that many tools to work with. So it's a combination of anthelmintic drug use, like we just demonstrated, perhaps Fumancha, and maybe even some selection and choosing genetic lines that are going to give us resistance. Again, the further east you go and the more you move into high humidity areas, the more trouble you have with parasites. They can be a problem even in West Texas in real wet years, but you get over into Central Texas and South Central Texas, and they can be a significant part of what you face raising sheep and goats in that part of the world.
And there are many ranchers that have just employed the no drenching policy as a way to breed for animals that survival of the fittest, those animals that produce without the need for drenching. And it is a management practice that will help go in that direction. But I think there's more refined technologies that can get us there faster, and we don't have to live with as much lack of animal production using genetics as opposed to full flock management practices to select for parasite resistance.